Sorry, breathe. Shit. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief. He's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office. My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. Could he mean Maya? Still, looks like we're all on moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said? Beep beep. Flashback. Risks. What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. That's probably Ema, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You mean who forfeits his right to say anything too? Ema! Are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on. Ema, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself deep inside. To force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see.
Well, we better get back, because it's time for the final act.
Ema, why don't you wait here? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this.
Just image of them all like walking through a door into light or something, I don't know. It really should be, shouldn't it?
Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of visual novel where you get lots of pretty CG. It's kind of more of a... I'm going to save the state here, actually. It's kind of more of a bird novel. You have no idea what I mean by that, do you? Or do you?
No!
Birds.
Bird.
Bird.
Now then, will the defendant, Miss Skye, please take the stand?
I should really define the system, but I don't care. Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, You already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course. The truth. Lana! No matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offence. Of course I'm sure. But Lana! If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah. This is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. I'm now gonna just like burn through this because there's so much of me now.
I don't think I'm back into the cross-examination.
We're in the cross-examination. But I mean further cross-examinations.
Yeah.
You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. Lie-tastic. It's like holy lie and a lie sandwich with a side of lies and lie topping. More lies. All just to protect me. So, when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke the tip off of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. What? You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound? And then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Guy moved the body.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Miss Guy, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been useless. Even so, I'm compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write this message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
Order, order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away this message in blood?
I wasn't Chief Prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
But Lana, hang on. Okay, I'm good. Ow. Miss Skye, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first person to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant simply have missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on the shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Doc downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No! Look, we're even getting the judge. That's really sad. Wait, I'm not the one in trial here. There's also a typo in this line, so it says trial. That's good. That's good. I read the word trial as trial earlier, so there's like my revenge. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister, Emma, killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And here is the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the Chief's puppet. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the Chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana, maybe Wright after all. What do you mean, Wright? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. All right, the witness may testify once more for the final time. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. What? We have this? Actually, I'm just gonna take a minute. We can't see the book because we're in DS graphics. But the cover of the book shows a small chick at a desk. So, yeah. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check that evidence. Let's check the evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Look at this. Look at this picture. Kevin, look.
Whoa,
That's the cover of evidence. That's the cover of evidence law.
I'm looking at it on extremely long delay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is it there yet?
It's some sort of duck fig in a hat.
It's a chicken in a deer stalker. And he's got a pipe and he's at a desk.
Oh god, Sherlock Holmes.
It's written by yes. This is written by P.O. apparently. Hey, there's a picture here. Oh my, this is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. That's because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged the scene. Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be? The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. Flashback, flashback, what you gonna do? Got a bully on your tail, gotta hide, you gotta live. That cloth! It had fingerprints on it. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints... They're yours, Emma! Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flesh out the real murderer. Hang on. Scroll, 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 scroll.
Flashback.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. You ready?
I'm assuming it's the first one.
Scroll down to actual crime scene.
Yep.
In your script.
If you read the thing.
When I arrived, I found... Beep!
Hold it!
You're a bit late there.
Come now, Aji.
Beep!
This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief Gant! Beep!
What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too?
Beep!
If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
I'm afraid it's too late for that. Beep.
What?
You already declined testimony. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be the risk the judge was talking about. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Beep.
So what? You think I'm worried?
Beep.
Sorry to disappoint you,
Beep.
but I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean? Beep.
The evidence will do all the talking for me.
Beep.
Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait. You mean...
Beep.
No, I don't. But someone else does.
I forgot to actually click the button, but I told you to do that.
someone?
Beep.
So then, what's your excuse, Righto?
Beep.
Why have you been keeping quiet about it?
Beep.
You do have something to show us, right?
Beep.
Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death?
Beep.
Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt?
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
If I show that piece of evidence now, Eam is sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, please present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I better think this one through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I show that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? Okay, I'm gonna save here. Isn't that bad?
This is the thing, because to explain to everyone, we're at the point where there's a potential game ender here.
What I'm gonna do is hopefully present the game ender. That's why I've saved the state. I'm gonna save the state again, and I'm gonna save it a third time because video games, you can never be sure if you saved.
Yes. Save it in about 3 different locations.
Save. Now, according to the scripts, yes, Your Honor, I do have further evidence. Alright, the time's finally come to show it to them. Those prints have got to be the Chief's.
Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Thank you for running away with me.
That's a piece of leather clothing.
Yes, it most likely was cut from the victim's vest near his chest. What's this? There's a big handprint on it.
Surely it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword.
What? Whose fingerprints are on this?
I'm sure Wright has checked. Haven't you?
Well, whose are they? They're Miss Skies. Miss Ema Skies. What? They're mine? So I really did do it.
See? I told you it was conclusive.
This was found in your safe. That means it's possible you forged it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember any corp in my safe. Do you really expect me to believe that?
But... Give it up, Mr. Wright. It's over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Ema Sky to Neil Marshall's death.
No. It appears we have our killer. No.
No! Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Lana was found guilty. There you go, we game overed.